What's up, Gibbs? It's Guys. You want to add some bounce in your drums? Yeah, me too. I found this freaking cool plugin that I'm going to show you right now. Check it out. All right. So what I did was pulled in some samples from Splice just to make some sort of a beat, right? Just so we could hear it in context with the beat, and then we can solo it, and I'll show you kind of the changes that it makes in solo. But this plugin is called Kickstart. Kickstart 2. I don't know if you've heard of it, but if you haven't, it's freaking game changer. It's probably going to replace a lot of my compressors because it's doing the job of what I'd use a compressor for, and it's super fast, and simple. So Kickstart 2, and this is $16. It's not like, it's insane. Like, it's $16, and if you don't believe me, hold on. I'll provide proof. Oh, where am I at? Boom. Kickstart 2. Buy now. $16. And no, they are not sponsoring this video, and they're not paying me. I have like freaking 20 subscribers. No one's paying me to say anything, okay? On the road to 30, though. All right, let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to turn this off, actually. I'll just bring the mix knob down. So this is a cool part too, like a mix knob. I love plugins with mix knobs. Don't be snobs. Add a mix knob. That was cool. I just came up with that. Ready? Okay. I'm going to throw it in and out and just show you what it's doing, and then I'll show you how to get this accomplished, okay? And kind of like do like a short little review. I don't want to waste a bunch of your time, but I'll do like a short review of Kickstart just so you can kind of get an understanding of what it does. All right, I'm going to go in and out. What you can do is if you take this knob, this is saying if you read it right here, read down here, okay? When I grab it, it says playback ends here, then sustains at this volume. So basically it's saying what we're doing to the signal is we're letting it pass through, and then we're going to start cutting it off and ducking it down, and then we're going to let it back through after it goes through, cuts this part out. This right here is saying whenever the signal hits wherever this is lined up, so this curve right here, boom, it meets it right here, right? So whenever the signal goes through and hits this, it'll stay at that volume right there. Instead of going all the way down, it'll stay at that volume right there. So it's almost like a mix knob, kind of. But I can get complete silence instead of just ducking it like a compressor would do. I can get complete silence if I wanted. But what I wanted to do was kind of shorten each note and kind of tighten it up so that way it can kind of groove a little bit and the instruments kind of breathe in between. So I'll play it again. And it'll automatically default when you open it to sync mode, and I'll show you what this is. That kind of sounds cool in itself, right? But what's cool about the audio knob is I can actually have complete control over what's doing, or what this thing is doing. You have all these different waveforms here, and it's just doing different things to the signal. When we're talking about doing bounce, getting bounce or groove in your drums, which I suggest putting this on your drum bus, the first thing on your drum bus. I choose this one. You can choose this one. It's a little more aggressive. I like this one. and just do whatever you think sounds good, because that's what is good. Whatever sounds good is good. So I'm going to show you what it's doing here. So I switched it to audio, right? So I'm playing it, and it's going to show me each individual note. If you see on sync, it's kind of like almost like a timeline. This is going to show me each note is going to appear by itself, so you can see what you're doing to each note. See, it's just one note. Boom. That's the kick right there. I don't want to sacrifice the kick. So I took this. Where do I want to start ducking? I want the whole kick to come through, because I don't want to tighten up the kick too much. I like how thuddy it is, right? So I'm going to, the kick waveform goes all the way out to here. So I'm just going to kind of park it right towards the end, right? So let's play it. And when I start hearing the kick tone change a little bit, I'm going to stop. Okay, right there. So now our kick is untouched. And this is what a compressor will not do. This is why it's amazing. The compressor, the kick's always, most of the time, going to be your loudest instrument of your whole song, right? A compressor, unless you have a low-end cutoff knob, which most compressors don't, then it's going to affect it, right? But this allows you to leave the kick completely unaffected. So I'm going to pull it up right here, and then I'm going to take this. You notice that everything after this is completely silent, right? Listen. I'm going to go in and out. You can definitely hear it on the cymbals and the hats, and the snare as well. But it's kind of like the hats, and now it's like it's cut off right there. Boom, boom, boom. Keys getting cut off. Now I'm gonna pull this playback fader, I guess, in, and I'm gonna say I'm just gonna pull it in. I'm gonna call this my feeling fader. I'm just gonna pull it in until it feels right. See, I don't want it to abruptly stop. See, now it has a little bit of signal coming through, because once it gets down to here, it's going to level out right there instead of going completely silent. So let's play that, and I'll go in and out. See how, like, when you kind of, it's almost like it's not a complete pumping effect, but it kind of is that. It's almost like just cutting the signal out, and it makes it kind of flow better and breathe. And you get this push and pull that, like, you hear in Timbaland's beats, or who was it, Jay Dilla? Who's the guy that started the boom bap, the 90s boom bap? It was like super, like, push and pull, like very breathy, bouncy drums. That's what you're getting with this. See, it's like when it's all the way down, it's almost like everything's kind of running together, but then I push it up and everything kind of gets cut off, and it flows better. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's say I want to, like, I do like the other style, so I kind of want to go in and out. Well, then I can draw that in, right? So just go, where is it? Right here. You go to touch, right? And then we're just going to draw it in, right? We're just going to pull it out, and then it'll actually be automated in read and write onto your project that way. Watch this. I'll do it at like halfway through. Pull it out and hold it. Okay, now watch. Oh, sorry. Put this back on read. Now watch this knob here. When it gets halfway through, it'll go down, and then you got to get best of both worlds. Okay, it's the same drums, but when it kicks in, it feels like almost like it slows it down a little bit. And actually, it's kind of funny because halftime, the plugin that does like slow your beat down, the same people that make this. It's kind of cool, right? So I did pull in a guitar. I was like, I wonder what it'd sound like on a guitar. So I pulled this in from Splice as well. And pull it up, turn it on. I'm going to turn it off for now because I want you to see something. I was like, okay, I was messing with it. And I just went back to this one. I went through all of these and I went back to this one. This is just so versatile. I noticed that this guitar, I tried a bunch of stuff, but this guitar has, the plucks are very, some of them are just real, see it up here? They're real harsh, or they're just like loud. And what would you usually do? You'd reach for a compressor, right? Now, you ain't got to. Watch. I'll play it so you can hear it, and then I'll mix it in. Okay, especially this one and this one, right? So you would go get a compressor, right? And do a pretty fast attack time and bring down, or maybe even a limiter. I'd actually use a limiter. And I'd bring down those peaks. But with this, I can bring down the peaks, but also kind of shape the tone of the guitar. Here we go. You notice it's like ding 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 ding. Now it's kind of smoothed it out, right? So what I did was I brought this down, right? Remember, wherever this is at, it's gonna allow the signal to go through at wherever that yellow line is, right? So basically I'm saying I don't want this dip to happen. I don't want the duck, right? I don't even like ducks. I like chickens. So since I like chickens better, I pulled it all the way up and I said, all I want is for you to take out that transient that pluck that's real bad, real harsh, and just smooth it out, right? So it's working like a compressor. Real smooth. I'll play it again. Ready? See how it kind of smooths it out? The do-do-do-do. The pluck. Okay, now with it. It's a lot softer. So that's something else. You know, I threw a guitar in there just to see what it would sound like. And because it's actually meant for kicks. It's meant for like EDM, like like it's not meant for what I'm using it for. But I was messing around with it, and look what we got, dude. I'm freaking stoked about this plugin. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got something out of it, go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notifications, all that good stuff. Check out my other videos. And if you want to learn how to do this with a compressor, I think I'm going to have 4 types of compression that everyone should know video coming soon, because it's just something that everyone should know. And it's amazing that compression is so hard to understand, but especially when you get into all the different types, it's like there's 4 that you really need to know, and you're good from there. So go ahead and check out that video. Maybe by the time you see this, it'll be out. And yeah, have a great day. Peace.